Welcome back to Cheddar, everyone. For basketball fans, it's the most wonderful time of the year as the NBA playoffs kick off on Saturday. Joining us now, James Yoder, CEO and founder of Chat Sports. James, happy Friday. It's been the same two teams in the NBA Finals the last 3 years, the Golden State Warriors and the Cleveland Cavaliers. What do you think? Is this year going to be any different?
You know, for me, I just can't see another way it's not, to be frank. I know the Cavs have the number 4 seed in the East. I know a lot of teams have looked better. The Cavs defense has not looked well. But, you know, LeBron is still the best player in the world. And I do think in these later years of his career, year 15 now, that he's coasting a little bit in the regular season. He's trying to have all his energy for the playoffs. So I think it'll be Cavs-Warriors 4, which will be, the Cavs-Warriors 3 was a historical event. Never had 3 teams or 2 teams met 3 years in a row in a title game. Now we're going to be, potentially Cavs-Warriors 4, which I think I want to see. I know people want to see something different potentially, but I think for basketball purists, people who love the game, you want to see the best players on the court facing off in 2 kind of legendary teams going head-to-head for this period of time.
James, we know Steph Curry's out for at least the first round, and so if we do see another rematch, the 4th year now in a row, who do you think actually would take home the championship?
I can't see the Warriors losing. If Steph Curry is healthy and all, indications point that he's going to return for the second round, he's going to miss this first round matchup with the Spurs. But if he returns and he's healthy by the time they face the Cavs, last year the Warriors toyed with the Cavs, won in 5 games, probably could have swept them, but lost that 4th game. But I cannot see the Warriors losing this under any circumstance if it's against the Cavs. Now I do think that the Rockets, who have shown them a lot of trouble this year, who kind of play the same style of offense, same style of game, rely a lot on the three-point ball and layups and some decent defense. The Rockets will give them the toughest matchup. But I think they make it to the finals. Whoever comes out of the East is going to be facing a sweep or a 5-game loss.
James, I also got to say it's been a lot of fun to watch the Trailblazers this season and how much momentum they started picking up about a third of the way through the season or so, and certainly of late here with some of the best guards definitely in the league. And so I know the Rockets definitely, that would be a favorite right behind, obviously, Golden State and LeBron's team as well. But what about the Trailblazers? What about the 76ers? Some of these less known, blockbuster teams.
Well, the Trailblazers have to rely on Damian Lillard just being absurdly hot and then going to have to rely on him scoring 30, 35 points a game. We're showing Philly now. I think Philly is the team that's of interest. I've got them going to the Eastern Conference Finals. They've got the 3 seed. I think they'll win their first round matchup. They got lucky. They had a really good end of the year. They're not going to face the Cavs. They're not going to face the Raptors in the first round. In the second round, likely they'll face potentially the 76ers. I'm sorry, the Celtics in the second round. So I would say that the 76ers will win that matchup, probably face the Cavs in the Eastern Conference Finals. And is there a chance they could go to the NBA Finals? I think it's potential. We saw them just get all over the Cavs. They were up by 30 last Friday night on Cleveland, and so they've definitely shown they can play with them. Markelle Fultz, their rookie, number 1 pick in the draft, he is back, had a triple-double the other night, the youngest player in NBA history to record a triple-double. So the 76ers are the team to watch out for, to kind of come out of nowhere, maybe make an NBA Finals run.
James, one of the most entertaining players for me to watch during this season and other seasons too has been Russell Westbrook with the Oklahoma City Thunder, and they fizzled out a little bit toward the end of the season. They're just barely making the playoffs. Do you expect any big shakes from them? Any big shakes from Westbrook himself?
Well, he's got to be on a mission because this team has really one shot to prove they can be, not even a championship contender, even win a playoff series. Last year they got embarrassed by the Rockets in the first round, and they added Paul George, they added Carmelo Anthony. So he has 2, not necessarily like A+ level stars, but he has 2 other big name players on his team. So I've got them winning their first round matchup. If they could, upset the Warriors Rockets in the first or the second or the third round, I think that'd be a big deal. I cannot imagine them beating, winning that second round matchup. So I've got them winning first round and going out in second. I think it's going to lead to to another kind of off season of a lot of shakeup when it comes to the Thunder. You might not see Carmelo Anthony back. Paul George might leave, go into free agency, go to the Lakers or another team.
PG wants to be back there in LA, I think. But look, Russell, I think he's got to cool down on these threes that he keeps trying to take, and just hoping that they go in or something.
James, I want to get your thoughts on this. Look, the NBA has done a great job of keeping the interest of fans, especially younger fans. What do you think is better for ratings and better for the NBA? Is it better to have 2 different teams in the playoffs this year, or do you still want to see, Cavs-Warriors? What do they want to see, do you think?
Yeah, I think like the basketball purist will say that it's time to see somebody other than LeBron. You want to see a 76er. You want to see different matchups. Harden deserves his shot at a title. But if you're talking about executives, you're talking about the NBA, there are not bigger stars than LeBron James, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, even Draymond Green, Klay Thompson. I know the Cavs lost a little luster with Kyrie Irving leaving last season, getting traded to the Celtics. But if you talk about having the most star power on the court, the players with the biggest followings, the best-selling shoes, and that can drive TV ratings, it's Cavs-Warriors again. And so for some folks that casually watch the game, they might say, oh, that's just, I don't want to see that again. I want to see something new. But, LeBron drives ratings, the Warriors drive ratings, and I think that's what the NBA and people whose businesses revolve around the NBA, Chat Sports included, certainly are rooting for.
Okay, before we get to the championship, James, we know it is going to be quite a journey before we get there. The NBA has discussed, right, this play-in tournament to decide the last couple of playoff spots. Do you think that's a good idea or a bad idea?
I think it's a bad idea. I mean, if anything, I think it should be the other way and try and have some sort of tournament to get the number one pick or incentivize teams not to tank. But I'm not sure if adding games, because we've seen it in NCAA basketball where the teams that are on the bubble now have to play this extra game. If you're the 11th or 12th seed in the NCAA tournament, you've got to play this extra game to get in. I don't think anyone has too much interest in seeing like the last place teams get in and what they do. So I think that'd be more interesting is find a way to incentivize teams to not have the worst record, because so many teams, like the 76ers did it for 5 years, the Lakers did it for the past few years to get these number 1 and number 2 overall draft picks. I think that kind of decentivizes them to try at the end of the year, and it certainly is a disservice to their fans.
All right, James Yoder, Tim and I are going to be watching. Thank you for joining us. I'm secretly rooting for the Rockets, but I don't know. We cover tech, so I guess I got to root for the Warriors too.
Thanks,
Thank you for joining us. James Yoder there, CEO and founder of Chat Sports.